Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'akum,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who taught us this truth, and shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, it's the brother Amawan,
Brother Kwam Waller.
and we're just going to do a quick lesson through the spirit, okay, just on patience, man, just endurance, right? Enduring, right? Suffering, right? Real quick, you want me?
Go ahead.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 25. It says, "My children,
Patience.
suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High." Right? And those children is the Israelites, man. More specifically, the elect of the nation of Israel.
Okay. I got the word patience in the etymon line for you. It says quality of being willing to bear adversities. All right. And you got to think we've been in captivity, man. But the Lord, He built us to endure, these adversities. The spirit that's within the elect is able to bear all these perilsome times and tribulations that the Lord got set forth in front of us. All right, but what it say again?
It says, "My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come
Right,
upon you."
we gotta bear, we gotta suffer, because when we go into the word have patience, it means to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we gonna have to matter of fact, I got it queued up right here. This is Micah 7:9. It says, "I will bear the indignation of the Lord." All right, whatever the Lord sent our way, as far as his wrath that we have to bear, because we got that lined up too. The Lord ain't gonna put us through nothing we can't bear, man. But it says, "I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him." We went off, we trespassed. All right, so it's only right that we go through what the Lord chastises us with to purify us, man, because that's all it is him correcting us.
The scriptures say, he punished us less than what our iniquities deserve.
Kind.
So for real, the Lord could really fuck us all the way up, man. And some of us deserve to be fucked all the way up, man.
Right, because scripture say what our righteousness is as filthy rags. We do all these things to help clean our hands, but at the same time, man, Jacob did a lot of dirt. The scriptures talk about in Job. If I sin, thou markest me. So you just like with King David. I believe that was Samuel that came to him and told him that this sin was ever before thee. So we could still be held and judged, for certain things of our actions, man. But we just hope that the Lord have mercy,
I'm gonna finish this out. This Baruch 4 and 25. It says, "My children," and that's a possessive pronoun, man. It says, "My children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Lord. For thine enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck." And who are the enemies, man? It's in Psalms 93, I believe. All right, and
let me see. So is it Psalms 83?
Which one of them? So like, yeah.
No, you good.
And at the top of that is Esau Edom, man. Right, and one of the ways that he oppressed the children of Israel is through his laws, man, through his legislation, man. Right, the scripture says he frameth mischief by law, man. Right, and all that he does is targeted towards the Israelites, man. All right, you want to say something?
No, kind. I got a preset. This is Sirach 2:4. It says, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully." Things that like we said, to get brought upon you, it all come from the Lord. You can read about with Job.
Mm.
He lost everything, but at the end of the day, like he said, though the Lord slay me, yet will I trust in Him. All right, and that's how we got to be. All right, because we know if we going through something, the Lord dealing with us. You can line that up next. But it says, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully." All right, you should be You should know that if you're going through something, that means the Lord dealing with you. It says, and be patient. When we just went into that, the word patient means to suffer. All right, so whatever it is, you're gonna have to, go through it until the Lord, lift you up into a better estate. You gotta grab Sirach 11 or 14, because like I said, all this is of the Lord, man. It says, matter of fact, I grab it. Sirach 11 and 14. It says prosperity and adversity. We was just reading about the adversity. But it says life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord. It's the Lord that causes all these things. He could bring, it's the Lord that lifteth up and the Lord bringeth low. But at the end of the day, you got to know that the Lord is dealing with you, all right, and really just purifying you, correcting you in measure, But it says, going back to the Sirach 2 and 4, it says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Even like Job, we just brought that out. Job was brought to a very low estate, but he was patient. All the way to the end, and what he received everything. All right. So the ones of you that's you going through it, you might have lost your rib, you might have lost your car, your job, or whatever, how the Lord brought you down to a lower state, but you're supposed to patiently, suffer that, because at the end of the day, the Lord got you. Lord ain't about to just leave you hanging, man. The scriptures talk about whoever trusted in the Lord was confounded. Nobody, So just be patient, just deal with it. Like we read at Micah 7, you gotta bear it, man. It's just your lot. You gotta bear your cross, man. But verse 5, it says, for gold is tried in the fire. And where that gold, man? The scriptures talk about how the fine gold become dim, or we became dross because, getting those impurities by what? Following out these other nations, being wicked, going off. All right, but the Lord is purifying us. All right, he's purging us from all these impurities, whatever defiled you, cleaning you up, getting the mold out your eye. But it says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So the Lord, that's how we're gonna find a acceptable man. You're gonna have to try, you're gonna have to prove you. That's what happens when you dip gold in fire. You're proving it,
Right.
Getting all the impurities out. All right, the scriptures talking about in order to get a friend, you gotta prove them. The scriptures talking about a friend may not be known in prosperity, but in adversity. So the Lord is putting you through that adversity to see what manner of man you is, because the scriptures talk about everything's gonna be revealed by fire, whether it be wood, hay, stubble, or stone. All right, but the Lord is looking for his precious metals, because the scriptures also talk about how the Lord is making up his jewels, man. But like I said, we also compare it to that fine gold. All right, the Lord is refining us. All right.
Also, I wanted to add, that's how you strengthen metal. Like where I work at, it's we got a thing called, or where I used to work at, we got a thing called heat treat, right? And that fire on those different bolts, it makes the material harder. It makes it stronger, right? So that it can serve its purpose, man. So it could, if it's supposed to hold a ton, it can do that, But
But it has to have that heat put on it,
right, that's
right,
that
to give it that texture, that strength.
Yeah.
All right, for it won't be able to break. And that's another thing too. The more the Lord put on you, the more you're gonna be able to bear, man. That's the Lord building you up, especially the times we in. We're gonna need our faith built up, our spirits built up, so we don't break, we don't fold.
Real quick, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 7. It says, if ye endure chastening, right, which is all of the correction that we're talking about, which is that furnace, right? It says, if ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. Okay, and that's what we want to be, right? We don't want to be bastards, right? It says, for what son is he whom the father chasteneth not, right? If you don't whoop your child or correct your child, then obviously you don't love him, right? And that's what the Lord is doing to us. He's correcting his children, man. And the ones that he's not correcting would be considered the 2/3, man. All right.
I got a quick one because you know Satan. Because we spoke about Job. Satan. He's the one that comes hinder us, or he's the one that buffets at us. All right. He's the one that tries us too. All right. But this is 2 Corinthians 12:7. It says, "And at least I should be exalted above measure, though the abundance of the revelations," because Paul was getting the breakdown. I said, "There was given to me a thorn in the flesh." All right, we don't know what that thorn was, but it was a hindrance. All right, it said, "This messenger of Satan to buffet me," and that's the whole thing. Like I said, we gonna be going through things like Satan gonna be hindering us. Brothers go through elements and like Satan will jump on a brother rib, man. Whatever type to do, whatever Satan to do to try to hinder you, because at the end of the day, his job is to sift you out of here. All right, but we stronger than that, man. We stronger than these demons, man. All right, it says, "Least I should be exalted above measure." It says, "For this thing I besought the Lord thrice." All right, he prayed to the Lord 3 times. All right, and that's what we got to do. We got to we got to fast and pray when we come into these lower states. Some brothers don't do that. Some brothers just go to other ways to get through their problems. But what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to pray to the Lord. But at the same time, like we about to read, this is how you got to deal with certain things. But it says, "For this I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me." Verse 9, it says, "He said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee," meaning the wisdom and knowledge and understanding that he gave Paul, especially even to us, because that's what we are to have to maneuver through really life, all right, and in our problems. Scripture's talking about how Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our times. All right. But it says, "My grace is sufficient enough for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness." So the Lord will break you down, all right, to a lower state, all right, just to build you back up and be to be stronger, and others, see that, that's brother. That's what I'm saying. You will see brothers, the Lord done brought them low, and then you see them, fighting through it, enduring it, and then the Lord rewarded them openly, man. And you see the power that the Lord, that gave you, it's something that you was lacking that the Lord, purged from you and gave you the strength, all right, to overcome, what was, making you weak. But it say, "Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities," are the things that we go through, because at the end of the day, this is just a light chastisement, Forgot what else I was about to say, but it says that the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me. And I was gonna say, because everything in this world, even the bullshit we got to go through, we, like Paul said, you count everything as dung to win Yahweh Shai, man. And that's how you got to look at whatever this is the battle, man. We gotta make it to the end of the race, man. We gotta finish. So whatever is a stumbling block, you gotta hurdle it. And you have to do it with these scriptures, all right, with our faith. All right, and knowing that Yahweh Shai is not gonna leave us hanging. Yahweh Shai not gonna leave us hanging.
I got one more. This is Deuteronomy 8:5. It says, "Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, thy power chasteneth thee." Right? And this is just to add to that Hebrews 12, okay? Because the Lord is chastening us the same way you would chasten your child, man. When your child get out of line, because the worst thing to do is to not correct your child, man, because Esau Edom gonna kill him, man. Right? Ain't no, his chastening is different, man. Right? So the Lord chastens us the same way he or you would chasten your child, and if you don't chasten your child, then essentially you don't love them, man. You don't care for them, man. But one more. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 94, and verse 12. It says, "Blessed is the man whom thou chastenest,
Mm-hmm.
O Lord, and teachest him out of thy law," man. That's what going through the fire is, man. That's that furnace of adversity, man. And it says, "Blessed is the man whom thou chastenest, O Lord, and teachest him out of thy law," man. That fire is what strengthens you, man, which is the law, essentially, because you going through the trials and tribulations is purifying you, man. That's the scriptures purifying. That's the Lord purifying you, right? And that makes that wrench or that axe or that whatever it is, it makes it stronger going through that fire.
I want to back you up. This is Psalms 12 and 6 is what you said. Is the law and all that. The scriptures, you know, it's everything. You know, our faith. You know, the commandments. You know, the brotherhood. As Psalms 12 and 6. But ultimately, what is this word? Because this is what purifies you. This is what cleanses you. All right, the scripture talk about the washing of the water of the word. But this is Psalms 12 and 6. It says, "The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver is tried in the furnace of the earth, purified 7 times." All right, the word of the Lord is the purest thing on the earth right now, man. All right, it cleans up souls, man. It causes repentance, man. You know?
I got one more. All right. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 11 and 31. It says, "For if we would judge ourselves, we should not be judged." Meaning what? Meaning if it was left up to us to correct ourselves, right, we wouldn't do it, man. And that's right. We
No,
wouldn't do it, man.
That's why the Lord ain't dealing with our he cut away the sacrifices, man. Because that's what Israel was doing. They was already planning. They knew they was gonna go off, and they would already have they sacrifices lined up. And the Lord done away with that. That's why the Lord said you got to make your body a living sacrifice now. You know, you ain't getting around that. You know.
Verse 32, it says, "But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world," man. Right? So that's why we'll rather just take our ass whooping on this side, man. We'll rather go through what we have to go through now on this side, man, so that we can be delivered on the next side, man. Right? Because our people are going to be destroyed on this side, man. All right.
The ultimate chastisement.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Close all that.
Oh, kind. So, Lord willing, you were edified. All right. In closing, we want to say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who taught us this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom.